NBC's coverage of the NASCAR Winston Cup New Hampshire 300 is brought to you by Walmart. Always low prices. Always. By McDonald's. We love to see you smile. By UPS, the official delivery company of NASCAR. We want to race the truck. People love the truck. And by Napa Auto Parts. Napa. We keep America running.
Coming up on the 2/3 mark of today's New Hampshire 300, presented by the new film Behind Enemy Lines, and Jeff Gordon is the race leader. He's got a lot of traffic around him. Ken Schrader's on pit road. Marty, he's been in quite a bit lately.
And there's a good reason for that, Alan. What they're doing is they're putting on sticker tires. That's what's going on the left side of Ken Schrader's car right now. He'll go out, he'll run about 3 or 4 laps, then he'll come back down pit road and change the tires again. That is scuffing tires, and he's doing it for his teammate, Johnny Benson. If you'll come back to the back of Schrader's pit stall, he's already done about 3 or 4 sets for Benson. In fact, that is set number 4 for Ken Schrader, scuffing tires for his teammate, Johnny Benson, which will help him later in the race. Matt?
And Marty, the reason why Benson is scuffing tires because this team didn't have a chance in the morning practice to scuff any set of tires. This is the right front tire that came off Johnny Benson's car. It looks pretty good. Usually most teams up and down pit road are blistering the right fronts. That looks good. Now the bad news. Remember we told you on the last run, Benson said his tire felt like on the right rear was blistering. You can see all the blisters all over this right rear tire. So Benson did diagnose that tire correctly. So they tightened up this number 10 car with wedge and air pressure, trying to put a little more of the wear from the right rear back to the right front.
All right, Matt, thanks. Johnny running in 13th place on the lead lap. Ken Schrader spent 30-some laps on pit road with the hood up on his car earlier, and that's why he can take the time to scuff the tires for Benson. He's 34 laps down in 39th place.
Now, if I was Steve Meal, I'd be asking that same favor from the 15 car, Michael Waltrip, then. Either for the 1 car, well, the 8 car's 3 laps down. But Kenny Wallace is only 1 lap down at 29th place. So I'd be making a deal there to get some scuffed tires from Michael.
Ricky Rudd, remember we saw in the early laps he had all kinds of handling problems on his car, made extensive adjustments on extended pit stops. Well, he stayed on the lead lap, and now he's picked his way back to the 11th place. He's involved in that close fight for second in points.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
And again, the big bucks separating those positions at the end of the day. $546,000 between second and fourth. It's important.
Yeah.
This is 10th place he's going to get from Jeff Burton. That is a rally.
There's more points.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when Ricky Rudd made that stop and stayed on pit road for so long and restarted the race back in 37th or 38th, I thought he'll be lucky, really lucky to get back in the top 10.
That car in front of him. Be smooth.
And he just passed Burton for the 10th position.
Kevin.
Go ahead. It's just if you're better than the car in front of you, which is his teammate.
Yep.
88 car.
Kevin Harvick started off really well in this race. In fact, he led a lap early. Boy, is he struggling now. 31st place for Harvick. Bill Weber, what's going on with them?
Struggling's a pretty good word, Alan. In fact, there are 2 cars out on the track on Thanksgiving weekend that are going to be giving thanks when this thing is over. And Kevin Harvick is one of them. He was bad loose to start the day, so they unhooked the rear sway bar. They didn't cut it off. They just unhooked it. That's a good thing, because then they went back and hooked it up, and that didn't help. They tried wedge on the right side, wedge on the left side. They lost the lap. They're just not having a very good day. So the 29 car struggling a lap down. Now, there's the 8 car of Dale Earnhardt Jr., another guy who'll be very thankful when this race is over. They've had tire problems. They had some of the chunking that we saw. Earnhardt Jr.'s car wouldn't handle. At one point, he thought something was bent in the front end, that he had a vibration. It turned out just to be the tires. Then finally, they went ahead and on pit road, readjusted the camber, and they're 3 laps down. So the 29 and the 8 not having a great day. Marty?
Well, Bill, Mike Wallace just came on and off pit road running in 34th. Not such a good day for Mike and not a good day for the crew either. Dwayne Trammell, the rear tire carrier, earlier had the car fall on his foot. He has a possible fractured left foot. He is at the infield care center right now feeling fine. but there's a possible left foot fracture for Dwayne Trammell. Also, you might remember here in July, Derek White, the crewman who was injured when he fell off the top of the transporter. I just talked to one of the team managers. He said, hey, he's doing great now. Back about 95%. Been back at work for about a month now. And the status of this team for next year in 2002, Mike Wallace told me this morning, Tuesday is the magic day. Roger Penske will be at the shop. They'll get the word then. He said he's got some mixed reviews as to whether or not they'll be back in 2002, but the word will definitely come on Tuesday. Alan?
All right.
A few sleepless nights ahead of Mike.
So Mike Wallace resuming the chase. He's back in 37th place now. And he is 3 laps down to race leader Jeff Gordon. 109 laps to go here at New Hampshire. Gordon leading Bobby Labonte by 2.5 seconds. Jeff Gordon leading Bobby Labonte in the New Hampshire 300 presented by the new film Behind Enemy Lines, but his advantage is shrinking.
Yes, it is.
Was 2.5 seconds when we went to the commercial break. It is now 1.5 seconds, mostly because of those 2 lap cars right there.
Yeah, I was watching Jeff going into turn 3 underneath the 66. The 66 of Top Bodine did not give him much room, and Jeff had to practically stop down there, and that really cost him about 1/2 second right there. Now, Bobby Labonte gets through there clean.
Well, he got by the 66, I'm sorry, the 66 clean, but he had to wait a little bit on the 15. Now he drives up behind. This is going to cost Bobby Labonte some time.
Yes, it is.
Let's check the gap. Start-finish line. It was 1.4 seconds. It's now an even 2.
So we got it back.
Tony Stewart running 3rd. Sterling Marlin right behind him in 4th. Robert Presley is 5th. Robbie Gordon has just moved around Mark Martin to take 6th. Mark back to 7th, and the rest of the top 10 are Dave Blaney, Ricky Rudd, and Matt Kenseth.
There you see the spread between the leader, Jeff Gordon, and Bobby Labonte on a Williams race chase. That time, 2 point, right now, that's as they run on the track, about 2.4 seconds.
Now, let's not forget that Robbie Gordon's got those scuffed right side tires on right now, and he has been moving forward the last 10 laps.
Dale Jarrett's running back in 11th place. He's on the lead lap, was as high as 2nd a bit ago. And Bill Weber is down in his pit.
Well, Alan, want to remind everybody about the story we told last week of Sean and Tara Parker. Sean, the car chief for Mark Martin on the 6th. His wife, Tara, an organ donor recipient, received a new heart in July. Well, today, Dale Jarrett has a small picture taped to the dashboard of his race car. It's a picture of 4-year-old Amber Lynn Vale, and we'll tell you the rest of the story in a moment. Right now, caution on the racetrack.
Bill, thanks. John Andretti has popped the backstretch wall off of turn number 2.
It doesn't look like that the tire is flat.
Might have got a little help, BP.
Oh, really?
Because he was about 1/3 of the way down the backstretch and suddenly got turned into that outside wall with that right front corner.
Actually, he's got damage on the left. Looks like he's got damage on the left front of the nose, which is an interesting place to have it.
That's probably where he made contact with the other car that forced him up into the wall.
Yeah.
5th caution of the race comes out at lap number 200. And much to the relief of a lot of teams because they went back racing 50 laps ago.
So Phil Homer was correct. The tire situation is getting much better.
Here come the leaders. Gordon, Bobby Labonte, Tony Stewart, Sterling Marlin, and then Robert Presley. Marty?
Robbie Gordon running 6, Alan, and so far Gil Martin gets the Smart Man Award today. The set of tires they are putting on, they brought in the truck from Martinsville, so that is a harder tire than the other teams are using here today. It'll be a 4-tire stop and 1/2 pound out of the right front for Robbie Gordon. A little bit tight, Dave.
Bobby Labonte, 1/2 pound of pressure down on both left sides to help turn the car better through these long corners. Bill?
Jeff Gordon is a little loose on the long runs, but he just told Robbie Loomis he's afraid to make any changes. So it's 4 tires and fuel. Matt?
77 service already completed. Robert Presley called for himself in the cockpit. A 1/4 pound in the right rear, a 1/4 pound out of the right front. 4 tires. He says his car is still a tick tight.
John job, guys. Good job.
Jeff Gordon off pit road first. Labonte Stewart, then Robbie Gordon is going to move up to fourth on the exchange of pit stops, followed by Sterling Marlin and Robert Presley. 2/3 of the way through.